you back home, little brother. I'm gonna get everybody home.
California dreaming.
Ambulance.
Why'd you say it like that?
That's how it's.
Ambulance.
That's how it's. It's got LA like stands out, so it's ambulance. That's why I kept saying.
Okay, so they put a lot of emphasis on LA. Is there a reason for that?
I think just because it took place in LA.
Yeah.
Because it's like even when the movie started, it was like Los Angeles, and then they took the L and the A, and then they like connected them. It's like, why y'all going so hard? Because
it looks cool. It looks cool. It's
in LA the word.
Yeah. See, yeah.
Is Michael Bay from Los Angeles? Like, I was curious as to why LA. I mean, granted, LA's busy, like the road, like traffic. You know, what do you call it, commuting hours and stuff. But
yeah, I'm not too sure. And I don't care to look it up because you
know
how I feel about Michael Bay.
Here's your background. That's why I was kind of. So Josh,
I'm just going to get the middle finger.
Yeah. Josh said this is a remake. The poster behind him is the original. Is it British?
I think so. It's Danish. I heard. Yeah. So and then the original one was a comedy. I think they said it was more of a comedy.
I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal was comedic as hell in this one.
I thought he was. I thought this was
everybody was comedic in this one. Everybody was trying to be funny in this one. But Jake Gyllenhaal is the one that got the most laughs.
Yeah.
Except for he was the straight guy, and so was the other girl.
He was the Danny Glover of it. Like he was just there.
Good tool.
He's the conscience, the innocent one.
Yeah. So what did everybody think of the movie? Who wants to start it off?
I'll say it was entertaining, but a little drawn out. I say, like, I kind of lost interest.
Drawn out?
Yeah, like near the end, I was kind of like, all right, I'm losing interest. Let's get it going.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was entertaining but rushed. Like it seemed like I was saying in the beginning, it was like they were rushing to the points. Like, hey, this is my baby. My girl is sick. I need this medical. I need the money. Hey, it's my brother. He happens to be white. Raised by our dad. It was like they were just hitting all of these points.
Yeah.
Like, let's hurry up to the robbery.
It seemed like they were trying to. It took a long time to get to the title of the movie. Like from the
ambulance.
Yeah.
Getting the ambulance already.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, it's funny because I went and saw it with Lamar and Katrina, I think she said it was drawn out also.
I think she did too. Yeah, she said
that. So
yeah, I think when they got to the point where he met up with he called those people whoever the fuck they were, saying I need you to create a distraction or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was like you didn't really need that. To me,
too, with saying that it took them hella long to get to that distraction. I'm like, get there already. How do you take that call?
And all of that to get the ambulance spray painted to where it didn't even change it at all. It's just like sheer green over the red and white ambulance.
There was a lot of unnecessary shit happening in the movie.
Yeah,
a lot of unnecessary shit happening. Like that ambulance thing. It was like my thing was like just get in the regular car. Like, why do you have to spray paint the ambulance and keep driving that? Why not just get in something else? Like, I didn't understand the angle of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like the ambulance drives by the scene where the other ambulance is stopped. Like, come on now, come on.
They should have got in another car and took off and had the other people situate the cop and the EMT separately so they can get away.
Or just let her drive the fucking ambulance away. Like, why do all this? It just didn't make any sense.
Because then it wouldn't be a movie.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie had already been going on for an hour by then, so it could have been a movie.
That could have been the end of it.
And the point where it's like, we're going to end it, and that's our conclusion.
Move off into the sunset and be like, oh, they got away. You know, now he can take his wife's whatever. And I will say the movie for what it was, I enjoyed. So it had the intense, chase scenes, and it had the humor and the sibling, back and forth and all of that. So I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was an entertaining action movie.
That's
Yeah.
it. It's like entertaining. The storyline, you gotta kind of ignore it. You
Mhm.
gotta
Yeah.
you gotta ignore the bullshit
I,
parts.
I,
In it.
I
There's
don't
a lot of
go in for
bullshit.
these. I don't go for his movies for his storyline. There's just a lot of crash and crawl, explosions, a lot of fast camera movements. I can see what's going on in this one.
I will tell you this: Michael Bay must have just bought a drone because he did like 25 drone shots in here for no reason.
No, he didn't just buy a drone. He's had that drone for fucking years of doing the same shit. He's probably like,
explosions went a lot.
Let's get a drone and do all this shit.
I think it took forever for an explosion to happen, and I was like, "There goes his explosion." So there was
he had to have
explosion. But I forgot this is a Michael Bay movie.
Yeah, well, the highlight of this movie was Jake Gyllenhaal for me. Like the shit that he said had me laughing.
He was the funny, like he's the one that kept me entertained. He's the one that brought me in because, like I said, it started off kind of like rushed. I was like, they're just hitting these key points, but then himself, like when he started off with the when he called the dude Mel, and he was like, "It's not my name." He's like, "You look like Mel Gibson." Like
Braveheart.
Started from there. Yeah. It started being funny for him from there. Like that's when he had me entertained.
But Jake Gyllenhaal, like his movies tend to be really good, and he's really good. So as soon as he stepped on screen, it was like, all right, it's Jake. Like, let's go.
Yeah,
and then he started to show his personality. It's like, okay, he's hella funny in this movie, and he's got charisma. But I will say, there were some moments that I thought was like, okay, now they're just doing extra and trying too hard to make him funny. So there were people I was like, okay, that wasn't necessary. But for the most part, he was hella funny.
He was hilarious.
Yeah. I think if they got rid of certain scenes, I probably would have gotten a higher rating for me. But some of them just didn't work out. Yeah.
If they would have, I don't know. Like I said, it was like they just like rushed to key points, and then like they were doing like these dramatizations. Like when he's sitting at the bar and he's like, "Why'd you go to the army?" And they did like this close-up shot, and he was like, "I was serving my country." And they play like this, like dramatic music, and then they just carried on. I was like, "What was the reason for that?" And then they kept flashing back to them playing and abandoned cars. I was like, they're doing a lot. A lot of this shit is for no reason. We don't need to see this.
Yeah. What was it? He went into the bank just to go talk to the girl. Like that whole scene was like
that.
I was like,
okay, so that was dumb. So it's like, why open the door if you're supposed to be closed? Don't even open the door. Just don't open the door. I didn't understand that. And then when he said wave that, I noticed that for continuity, because the door was like to the right of him, and then Jake Gyllenhaal came from behind him, and then he was like, wave to your cop, and he's waving behind Jake Gyllenhaal, but I was like, the door is over there. Like that, he's not waving the right he's not waving the right direction. So I mean, if I want to nitpick, I can nitpick a lot of shit that happened. Like when the guy got hit by the van and his body spun around, and then the other guy came out and he was laying under the van with his half ran over. I was like, he didn't get ran over.
Yeah, that was confusing. I was like, when did that fucking happen?
Yeah. He didn't get ran over. I was like, that was bullshit.
Yeah, because he wasn't behind the truck or whatever, right? He was in the middle of it, in between the tires, right?
Yeah.
Like, when the guy
he got ran over, but he just got hit.
Yeah. So I was gonna say maybe he got hit and then the second tire ran him over, but
he was still
the truck was in front of him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because like when he got hit, we saw the car go by and he was just all fucked up on the side. That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shit, what was I? Oh, when you were talking about the dramatic scenes, I noticed that the sound, like they would be talking and then the music would be hella high, but it was almost like it was about to fade out. It was about to fade out their audio and make the like dramatic music like overshadow, and you would just see them like, lip talking or whatever, like not hearing anything. So the music was super loud over the audio.
Yeah.
So I noticed that.
And then did they really explain the undercover cops? Because I thought they presented them like they were like mafia ready to kill him, and then when the police rushed in, they put on the police vest. So I was like, are they undercover? They've been tracking them or something?
Yeah, I was like, I was trying to figure out who the hell they were. Like,
yeah. And because one of them was dressed like a homeless guy, and he just happened to be walking in the bank parking lot.
And the homeless guy, that guy, I thought he was the one at the house. I was like, why is he there already? He looked like one of the guys at the house.
Yeah, that shit was
So it
weird.
confused me.
That shit was weird. And then when Jake Gyllenhaal put on the mask and Yaya took off his mask, I was like, they already saw you, Jake. Everybody seen you. You're part. It was part of the robbery. Everybody saw you. And then Yaya took off his mask, like, okay, now look at me too. It's like, what? I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that.
But speaking of the mask, when Jake Gyllenhaal had that mask on, and they were when he went underground, and he put the mask on for what reason I don't know.
Yeah.
What was the exchange they had? And his eyes, all you saw was his big ass eyes through the mask.
Does it look like I'm having fun with this shit? His eyes were hella big.
That's how great of an actor he is. He had a mask on where all you saw was his eyes, and you got everything from his eyes. Like, that part was hella funny.
That shit was funny. He told the girl, he was like, "Oh, you know, my name is Danny. It could be a girl's name, but I don't give a fuck what's your name." That shit was funny.
Yes, those two things were hella funny. But one of the scenes that was like, okay, what the fuck? When they had the ear pods on and they were singing.
Yeah, it's like they had like the scene before that. They're all like have this intense argument. They're getting into a fight.
Weren't they fighting?
And then yeah, they were fighting they were fist fighting. And then out of the blue, they just that was the scene you could take out. That was one of them. That's not even a nitpick. That was just unnecessary. Like,
and then she's in the back and she just hears them singing. Like, we hear the music, but then it cuts to her and she just hears them singing, and she's like, they're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's what it was supposed to be, but I was just like, okay, I didn't need.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing with the what is that one area in LA called with the water?
Oh, LA River?
The LA River. What was the point of that? What were you trying to do with that?
He wanted more scenes with the drone.
Yeah, and more LA stuff. Like, hey, they've used LA River in a lot of other movies. Even the Dr. Dre video. I got an idea.
We're going all LA in this LA movie.
Okay, so and now that you say that, Tasha, it kind of pissed me off because I thought they were going to meet the guys there, but they did it. It was like I was like, oh, they're finally going to meet up with the crew
the distraction crew, right?
They drive back onto the road, and then he's doing like this dash shit. I was like, what was the point of the river then? Like, I didn't understand. I didn't understand. Like, a lot of the shit was over the top. Didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then was the movie supposed to be a comedy? Because like I said, even with the AirPod things, it's like you're supposed to laugh at that. I think like a lot of the shit, but then it was supposed to be serious at the same time. I couldn't tell if it was supposed to be a comedy or serious.
Yeah, I mean, I think the balance is hella off. It's like it's trying to be funny and it's not. It's trying to have action. Like the original one's comedy I heard, and then Michael Bay just wanted to spice it up by making it an action comedy. And I don't know how much drama was in the original one, but this one, that whole thing of like what I done for my country on the phone, I was like Michael Bay has a hard on for like, you know, soldiers, the American flag, ambulance, like stuff like that.
Ambulance.
Yeah,
ambulance.
Yeah.
Soldiers, American flags, ambulance. Oh man, I did. The girl, Tasha, I think you said the girl annoyed you, the one in the ambulance.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why they saw there was a bank robbery and they were just like, get in the ambulance, let's go. Like, you guys are not cops. What the fuck?
Right.
You haven't been called.
And they didn't even get called in until later. Like, wasn't that
That's
like
what
they
I
didn't get
mean.
called in? Yeah. Or maybe they just went in over just in case. I don't know. But it's funny you said that, Tasha, because other movies I can't stand her in, but this one I actually thought she was okay. Like she was in I Don't Care.
I Care a Lot. That's the only thing I
do her. Yeah, she's Hobbs and Shaw. A few other ones I can't name, but she's always has this like has this attitude. I'm like, yeah. But I kind of liked her in this one.
Yeah, a lot of the exchanges, like a lot of the dialogue just between everybody was kind of annoying. Like especially in the beginning.
Well, I think it is just written like whoever wrote this fucking script was shit, because I thought the actors did a decent job when they were given to work with.
Yeah.
I thought they were okay.
So maybe it wasn't the dialogue, it was the content, like the words that they were given. That was
content director, whatever it is. Yeah. Like I heard, what's it called? Some people don't like working with this guy, Michael Bay. because they said his directing techniques is just fucking bizarre, and it
He
shows
looks like
in the
it.
movie. What's up?
He looks like he says stuff like, "I want to make it go boom." When I'm looking at his face,
yeah.
and his face.
Tick, tick, boom.
I think that's people
Yeah.
like I remember somebody said like, "Oh, that was a good take." Yeah, but it would have been cool if we had like more explosions. Like, you're not getting it.
That bank robbery, the drone kept going to the fucking top of the building and coming down. I was like, do that shit one more time. Why do you keep doing that? Why do you keep doing that? That there was drones all over this shit. Like that's his favorite thing to use or something. That shit was weird.
Yeah, it had a lot of funny stuff. Like some of the stuff, I think that it was a miss rather than a hit. Like the guy with the Birkenstocks.
Oh, the fucking
The one that
sandals?
got ran over by the truck.
Yeah.
He's like wearing Birkenstocks, and then he's shopping for his girlfriend, like stealing the jewelry out of people's lock boxes. Like there were certain things that was just like, okay, yeah, no, that wasn't.
Yeah, he kind of annoyed me because it was like, what are you here for? And then the overly Italian dude, I was like, what the fuck was that?
Wale was funny. Wale was funny.
I thought Wale was funny.
But the same thing with Jake Gyllenhaal, it was just too much. Like it would seem like every time he was on, it was like funny. But sometimes they weren't.
I thought that scene with the flamingos could have been taken out. Like I think me and because I saw it with my friend Enrique, like we laughed at a couple of scenes, and then the rest of the movie was just dead.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, for him or for everybody?
For everybody, for him, because he was the one that was laughing at first, the only person that was laughing at first. Yeah. And then as time went on, he just came up to me and was all, "Yeah, I don't like the comedy stuff they have in the middle." I'm like,
yeah. There was some good comedy in it, but
I think he tried to do like a action pack Lethal Weapon. And I think it just didn't hit. Like it because you know how Lethal Weapon is funny, but it's serious, really.
Yeah. Well, they don't stop the movie for a joke. It kind of just flows with the story. This one, I believe, stopped for like trying to be funny and shit. And I was like, oh man, it could have been, because I was enjoying it at first. I thought it was entertaining, and then it just got to a point with the jokes, the drones, the editing. It was just like, that's where I was like, all right, you know what, we could just end this.
And then it closes with the girl, like the way it closed made it seem like the movie was about her, because it shows her go visit the girl that she helped earlier, and that's how it ends. But it's like we were here for Yaya's character because he was trying to get money for his wife. So that was kind of strange. But after,
and the wife takes the wife takes all the money to the hospital where they're holding him. First of all, the scene, like the crime scene is still happening. She pulls out this big ass wad of money and stuffs it in the car seat before she walks out. I was like, nobody saw that? That's one. And then the wife's waiting in the hospital room with all the cops, and she happens to pull the blanket back and look at the money.
Yeah.
And then she tucks it back in. Like, what the? Get this money out of here. Like, get it out of here. You're holding evidence.
I guess they had to show that they were calling him a hero and he saved his life, but it's like, but your life wouldn't have had to been saved if he hadn't shot you in the first place.
Yeah.
So I guess they needed those end scenes to like close it out, like, oh, nothing's going to happen to him because he eventually saved his life. But they could have ended it where, you know, she helps him get taken into the hospital to get saved, and then she gives the wife the money, and that could have been the end of it.
That could have been in right there.
Had to add the extra stuff. So I think that's like kind of like what Josh and Katrina said about it dragging, like those kinds of things like were unnecessary.
Yeah. I mean, because shit is happening. It doesn't say it's entertaining, but like I can only be entertained for so long that it wears out its welcome. Or loses itself, or what's it called? Loses its steam, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So that's how I felt.
It was like so it was like for me there was a lot of points where they could have just got away, but it was like, no, that's too soon. So let's add some more shit. Like the car switch, they could have got away. The fucking driving to the Mexican hangout, I don't know why they did that. Like just drop the money off and leave. Like I didn't understand that. It's like there's a couple points where just fucking go. Like, what are you doing?
And
then, like, no, that's too soon.
the partner, the partner of the guy, the cop who was shot, wasn't there an explosion and they all like, fell and they were like out of
Yeah.
it, but yet he was able to get up quickly and chase
And chase the
after
guy.
the son of the head Mexican cartel guy and kill him accidentally
And
because
he happens to see him running, and he drops the trigger right there in plain sight.
Yeah.
A lot of this shit could be nitpicked. A lot of it.
Yeah. But for what it was, I wouldn't watch it again. But for what it was, I did enjoy it. I was entertained.
I mean, at least I would
Yeah, it
watch
was enjoyable.
the middle part of it and then stop on TV. Well, this is on, and let me just watch the entertaining parts.
Like I know what happens after this. I could stop.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Turn it off here.
This could have went straight to Netflix. No problem.
Yeah,
They didn't have to put this in.
Or HBO
Yeah.
Max, yeah. But
One of them.
because of the action, it has to be seen on a big screen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Michael Bay, and you got Jake. You got some good names. You got Jake Gyllenhaal. You got Abdul.
There were faces that popped up too. It was like, oh, that's so and so. Oh, that's so and so.
Yeah.
The dog thing was overkill.
Yeah.
Get rid of the fucking
That
dog.
was stupid. Yeah.
He stopped the whole chase because his dog was on the scene and it was unsafe.
Not because he's
Everybody
holding
fall
a
back.
girl. Not because
Everybody
he's holding
fall
a girl
back.
hostage. What's the name? The girl that worked for the ambulance girl. I don't care.
Hey, you know what was crazy? So they were scared to shoot the ambulance because the cop and the girl was in it. But when they came out of that hiding, they like lit that fucking ambulance up. When they drove around in the green one, but they lit up the exploding one. They lit that motherfucker up. I was like, they didn't care at that point, or they lit that shit up. And then the green one just happened to pass by. That was crazy.
What
They don't think I haven't seen a green ambulance in a while. Like
right.
that, like they're not gonna think that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Excuse me. They start doing green ambulances instead of white. Like I
It was so unnecessary. Just get in a different car. It was just get in a different car. That was it.
So yeah.
That's the end of the movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I was gonna bring up a point now. I can't remember what it was when you mentioned the dog being overkill.
Well, I remember we thought that guy was somebody else until he got out of the car.
The guy that was leading the whole thing.
The guy
that's
with
what I was gonna say. The part where their hands were all the way inside the cop because they were trying to get the bullet out, and he woke up. I punched him. I was like, go to sleep.
That's what I said. I said, oh, he about to knock his ass out. But then
just like go to sleep. Like
yeah, go to sleep. But then the guys were like, oh, if it bursts, then he's gonna die in seconds. And it burst, and she clipped it with the hair clip. And then they just like forget that this is a major surgery because they come back and he's all like he's put back together. all
bandaged and
she was
alive.
Like, but she happened to do it like perfectly after that. Because they were like and then the whole putting them on the screen, because it was her phone, and then she just magically put them on a laptop, and they could magically see everything that was going on. That shit was just weird.
You mean like behind Yahya Abdul's back? They could have been blocking it.
Yeah. That shit was it's a little wild.
Yeah. But I gave it 2.5 stars. That was my rating for it.
I gave it a 2.
I'll give it 2.5 because of Jake Gyllenhaal. And if they, like I said, if they would have just cut it short, maybe I would give it a 3. Was that?
One of those.
Just because I had to forgive the storyline. Because the storyline that whole beginning was bothering the fuck out of me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, because they were just jumping like. They never said what his wife had, but they would just jump. Or maybe they did, but I wasn't paying attention by then. But they were like, he's on the phone, he's trying to get the medical. My wife's sick, got to get the surgery. Take care of the baby. I got a job interview. Get there. Hey, instantly, he didn't even convince him. Do this bank robbery for us. Man, didn't I say I had you? Like, you didn't need.
It
what?
just so
And you
happened,
just down that fast?
It just so happened he needed help on the day that Jake Gyllenhaal had this big federal bank robbery plan.
Yeah. What would have happened if he would have went there after the bank robbery went wrong?
If he was already going?
Yeah, like, oh, shit.
And then they lost
shit
more
was
than
so
half
fast.
of the money because the other guys got taken out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were not stealth at all when it came to like walking out of the bank to the back with the cop. He has a mask on and a gun and he's walking with the cop. Yeah, so the whole thing was shit.
Why take the cop? That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of shit that just didn't. Why? First, why let the cop in the bank? Secondly, why take the cop with? I just didn't understand the angles they were taking with it.
And why, as an EMT, would she not check his whole body to see if there's any other gunshot wounds?
Yeah, because she
She's
was
like,
like, he's just
where's
shot in
the
the
blood
leg.
coming from? But yet she's not searching for any other wounds. She's just looking at the one that she could see clearly, but not, he's got a bulletproof vest on. Like, so yeah, things like that to nitpick at, but
No, things like that bother me, man.
Yeah.
I
Anybody
wish
out
I did pay
there
attention.
watching this, I recommend Sonic 2.
yeah.
That's the one I like.
You know what I don't recommend? Morbius.
You saw Morbius?
Yes.
I don't recommend it, but I don't hate on it like everybody else is for some stupid reason. Well, I get it. But I thought it was better than the Venom movies. I'll say that. As far as
The
like
Venom movies never happened.
No. I'll take Morbius over the Venom movies. It's
What
not a
Venom
it wasn't a great
movie,
one, but
Josh?
it was aight.
What Venom movies?
Was that? Oh, yeah. What Venom movies? I'm tripping. Sorry. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Alone.
I had a dream that they made two Venom movies, one called Venom and one called Let There Be Carnage, and they sucked. I think that was
had
the
a
reason why I had a
nightmare.
dream. Yeah, nightmare. Yeah, nightmare that they made the movie. I was like, as a kid, I wanted to see, and then I saw it and like, holy shit, this is disappointing.
So you guys both saw Morbius. Josh, you thought it was okay. Lamar, you absolutely hated it, or you just?
I don't want to say I don't want to say I hated it. I feel like they could have did 10 times better.
Yeah, actually, no, yeah, you're right. That's why I say it's okay, but it could have been better.
Yeah, I can't say I hated it, but it's like really. They basically said this is Morbius.
Yeah. For people who don't know
who he
Morbius,
is.
this is Morbius. Yeah.
It was rushed like Ambulance.
Was that?
It was rushed
Honestly,
like Ambulance.
In my opinion, yes. Tasha, are you gonna watch it? Because I don't want to spoil nothing if you're gonna watch it.
I didn't plan on it.
So the reason why I felt rushed because it was like they're building up what's the main guy's name?
Morbius. We talking about Morbius?
I thought I was talking about his real name. But yeah, Morbius.
No, it's Michael Morbius star. That's actually
okay. So Morbius. So they show him get the powers, and then he's kind of like struggling to deal with it. But then the other guy gets it, and he's just like perfect. Like I got it down packed. I can turn it on, turn it off. It was like
that
was
was
quick.
like.
And
then
then
looked like he was a little sicker.
Yeah, and then it was like that when the other guy was talking to somebody else, he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to get him to recognize his power. We can take over the world." But then when he runs into Morbius, it's like, "I'm trying to kill you." So it's like, which one is it? Are you trying to work with him? Or are you trying to kill him? Trying to kill him. I didn't like Tyrese's character.
No, I don't like Tyrese.
Tyrese's partner.
Huh?
Tyrese's partner was the worst comedic sidekick I've ever seen in my life. I even asked Katrina, I was like, "You heard the joke you tried to tell right there, right?" She was like, "What joke?" I was like, "Exactly." He tried to fit jokes in there, but it was so terrible you didn't even know there were jokes.
Yeah. It's just like, he's probably supposed to be that awkward guy, the awkward police guy.
But it wasn't funny. Like he walked in the interrogation, and Tyrese was like, "Is that holy water?" He's like, "Yeah, you never know." And I was like, "Is this what the audience is supposed to laugh?" But it was like a silence. So I think they were expecting the audience to laugh. No, we weren't laughing. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
All right. Well, to close out Ambulance, so we're gonna do the Northman next. You guys still want to do that?
No, I'm done. Yeah.
Do you
When
guys?
does that come out?
That comes out at the end of April.
Okay.
So we'll do the Northman next.